So first thing we did, and if you're Caribbean, you're gonna understand this, is we clean the chicken. I got the chicken legs, I used a little bit of vinegar, right? And I cleaned it thoroughly with the vinegar. Then we washed that off because you don't wanna let it sit because then your chicken's gonna taste like vinegar. Wash it off, I seasoned it up in my bowl. I pushed it under my oven and I let it cook on 450. I cook them really high. Now, I made chicken legs, right? We've got to do this. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna reuse the chicken leg. Now, when you're pulling it off the bone, if you've ever made pulled barbecue chicken and had to pull, what we do for South Beach Food and Wine this year, we did 4 cases. So that was 160 pounds of chicken. We had to cook and pull, not fun. But for home, we're just gonna go ahead and drop a couple. And you just wanna get in there and get everything, guys. Don't worry about it. The skin, it has a lot of flavor. You just have to make sure that you don't get bone, you don't get gristle, and you cut it up nice, okay? So we're gonna pull all this off. We're gonna chop this, all right? And the cool thing is, because the chicken's already cooked, it's already got a lot of flavor in there. Now, if you notice when I'm pulling that bone, I'm leaving that bone attached. We don't need that bone. But you still want to check, do a quick manual check of each piece, because I promise you there's little bones that just get stuck in places. And you'll notice them when you're cutting, but by that time, you might have cut up the bone, and we don't want to serve people that. All right, so we look good over here, no bones. Now we are going to dice this up, all right? Now the skin is, you need a sharp knife because the skin is tough. And like down here, that was gristle. So we're gonna put that back. We don't want that. And I'm gonna cut it smaller than this, but this is just my initial run through. Okay, so here, let's not marry 2 ingredients that we're using for something else. So we're gonna slide those over. Almost forgot. Gotta preheat your pan. We're gonna saute this. There are seasonings I use on everything. Adobo is one of my go-to, right? I love adobo. It's very balanced. It's not super salty. But then I also use Gourmet Burger, which is a Weber. It's actually a grill seasoning, like a grill mate kind of thing, but it's really bold. I use some dry jerk seasoning, and then I actually use a little bit of the cane sugar, and that way it gets in. I pushed it in. I did spray it though. When you bake something in the oven, especially like chicken, if you just give it a little bit of the Grill Master spray, it's gonna help the skin be crispier. So I push it on the bottom rack for about 15 minutes, just to make sure we're cooking it almost through, and then I pull it up to the top. I spray it again, let that side get crispy, rotate it, spray that, get it crispy, and we're good to go. And that way you've got a nice crispy chicken. Now, we want this to be really, really fine, guys. Once again, we don't want big chunks of anything in there, okay? We need to add one more ingredient to this dish, and that is an onion. Onions make everything taste better. So let's cut that off right there, right? That last connector. We're gonna get rid of that whole piece. And at this point in my life, I am breathing out of my mouth because I don't want to cry on camera. I got little strings over here. This is gonna start to saute, and we're gonna move on to our 4-bean salad because these bad boys are almost done, right? They're almost there. They need a few more minutes. This is gonna be sauteing for about 5 minutes or so, really quickly. And while that's sauteing, that's finishing, we're gonna mix our 4-bean salad. So what happens is we're doing everything at the same time. So we'll finish about the same time, which means we get to eat at the same time. And for me, that's kind of important. So just saying, don't judge me, but that's what I do.